Hello again and welcome to Module 8.1, Getting Started with Paid Search Traffic. In this module, we're going to be talking about the fundamentals and a brief history of search traffic, the importance of mastering pay-per-click marketing for search, and an introduction to Google Adwords. Before we do that, let's start with a brief history of search traffic. So, the 1990s were responsible for some of the most interesting advances in technology that would later reshape and define our lives and businesses in the 21st century and eventually become the fabric of modern society. I bet you remember this, America Online. That was actually one of the first internet service providers I actually joined. I think I joined it back in 1995, I think it was, when multimedia computers started to become a lot more common. Now, when you want to find something out, you no longer go to the library or look in an encyclopedia. You go to Google. In fact, Google has become so ingrained in our culture, some people actually believe that Google is the internet. Now, with the earliest concept of the internet first emerging in the 1960s, what started off as an experiment would later change the way that we accessed, stored, and exchanged information forever. In the mid-90s, we saw multimedia computers become widely adopted in the home, and the internet began to gain momentum and popularity as a means to seek information on the web and communicate with others around the world. So let's take a trip down memory lane. Do you remember sites like Lycos, Excite, Alta Vista, MSN, and Yahoo? Now, these were the grandfathers of search engines, and for the first time in history, we could access information from the comfort of our homes when we'd usually have to go to a public library. Now, as time went on, people began to notice the potential of the internet, and soon enough, businesses were able to take advantage of the growing audiences online and get exposure for themselves by paying search engines to advertise. This marked the beginning of paid search traffic, which today is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Fast forward to 1998, Google was founded by Larry Page and Sergey Brin. Now, they set out on a mission to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. Welcome to the information age. Now, in 2000, Google introduced AdWords, a self-service application for creating online advertising campaigns. Today, AdWords features a number of advertising options, including mobile, video, display ads, as well as the simple text ads we see, which we'll be focusing on in this module. And that's currently allowing millions of businesses around the world, like yours and mine, to grow and be successful. So here are the three big search engines. Three biggest search engines on the internet right now are Google, Yahoo, and YouTube. Yes, YouTube is also a search engine. Shortly after Google purchased YouTube in 2006 for $1.65, they began indexing YouTube videos within their search results. Bear in mind that YouTube processes 3 billion searches a month and is one of the biggest resources of not only entertainment but educational content. It's easy to see not only how powerful it is as a distribution platform for video content, but also as a resource for information. You're probably thinking, how can YouTube, which is supposedly a website for watching and sharing online video content, be considered a search engine? And you'd be forgiven for thinking that. YouTube is also part of Google Adwords platform, so advertisers can pay for their video content to show up in search results triggered by certain keywords. And we'll get into how you can leverage video marketing in future modules, but now you're up to speed with a little history of the search engines and how they're part of everyday life now. Now you're up to speed with a little history of the search engines and how they're part of everyday life. Let's look at what search traffic is and get into how you can actually get in front of people who are searching for what you have to offer online. So search traffic describes the flow of visitors to your website coming from online directories such as Google, Bing, or Yahoo when internet users search for specific things. Having your business listed on a search engine is the modern day equivalent of having your business featured in the world's biggest issue of the Yellow Pages. Now, your ability to position yourself at the top or at the very least first couple of pages of the search results from either paid or organic search is a skill you'll either need to invest in or employ someone else to do. But once you've mastered it, it will pay huge dividends and you'll never need to worry about where your next client or customer is going to come from. In the digital age, it's how audiences are built, it's how products and services get discovered, and it's how money changes hands on a daily basis. So let's get acquainted with Google Adwords. You should have already set up an AdWords account or at least a Google account, and you would have done that already if you'd gone through the previous keyword research module. And what I want you to do is get a pen and paper and take notes or follow this step by step. Pause the video if you need to, but in a moment I'll guide you through the steps to create your first campaigns. So let's jump over to a live video demo. Alright, so what you want to do is go to adwords.google.com, and once you're inside, what you want to do is create a new campaign. So you do that by clicking this button here where it has the plus sign and it says campaign. So once you do that, you just click once, and then you'll need to select how you want your advert to display and where you want it to display. So typically we would be choosing search network only. This is the simplest way to get started with Google AdWords, and this is just the typical text-based ads that you see when you do a normal Google search. So what we're going to do is we click on search network only. So then that gives you the option to create your new campaign. So the first thing you'll want to do is name your campaign. So you just give it a name that you're going to remember. So for the purpose of this exercise, we'll just call it Cake Box Demo. Once we've done that, we simply keep everything here standard. We don't need to do anything. And then we scroll down to the locations. So you could choose where you want your ad to be displayed. For the purpose of this exercise, I'm just going to leave it as all countries and territories, but you can actually narrow it down to city. So for example, if I wanted to target people just in London, that's possible. Or if I want to target people in New York, so if I type New York, I can't spell today. So New York, United States, I could target just the city of New York. So you can get really specific, but for the purpose of this demo, we're just going to keep it as all countries. Then you make sure you choose your language. In this case, it's English. And one very important thing is that you choose your bid strategy. So you want to keep this on manual CPC. You don't want to put it on automatic. You want to keep it manual so you have absolute control over your budget, so you don't get any nasty surprises. So you set the maximum you're willing to pay for a click. So I'm just going to keep that as £1. Change the budget to £10 per day. And then for ad extensions, this is optional. You don't really need to use this, but you can use this if, for example, you are a local business and you want to target people who are local to you, and you can target people based on location. You can put your phone number in there as an ad extension so people can call you directly from that advertisement. So once you've done all that, you simply click save and continue. Then the second part is to create ad groups. So as I mentioned before, it's a really good idea to create ad groups to make your ads more relevant. So you group all similar into separate ad groups, and you can add more ad groups simply by clicking this button here where it says new ad group. So you can add as many as you want, and then all you do is copy and paste your keywords. So you should have done your keyword research, and those keywords will go inside these blocks here. And if you haven't done your keyword research, if you just want to do a quick ad, if you're experimenting, then you can just simply type your URL here, and then that will populate the ad group with relevant keywords based on the content of your website. So once you've done that, you just simply click on continue to ads. We don't have any keywords in there, but we're just going to move on. And once you've done that, you'll be presented with this screen here where you write your ad. So this is pretty much straightforward. It's very self-explanatory. So you just write your ad here, you specify the URL or landing page to which the ad's going to direct to, and once you've done that, you simply click on review campaign, and then after that Google will review your advert, and then it will go live if everything is okay on their end. So the only other thing you would need to do is look at your keyword matching, but we're going to talk about that very, very shortly. But for now, let's move back to the module. So let's talk about optimizing your keywords. So that you reach the right customers and meet your business goals, you'll want to optimize your keywords so that your ad is triggered by the right type of searches with the right intentions behind it. Now, when it comes to paid search traffic, there are a few different types of keyword match which will all affect the way your ads are displayed. Let's say, for example, you have a company that sells t-shirts and you bid for the keywords t-shirts. If you use the exact match, your ad will only show to someone who enters the words t-shirts in that exact order. Now, if you use phrase match, on the other hand, your ad will show to someone who enters a phrase containing the words t-shirts. For example, phrase match can show an ad to someone who types in black t-shirts, custom t-shirts, fitted t-shirts. An ad can also be shown when a keyword comes before and after the key phrase. For example, if someone enters fitted t-shirt from Gap. So as long as the keyword is within the phrase, the ad will show. Then you've got broad match. Broad match is actually the default where any of the words within the key phrase can be placed in any order and the ad will still show. You can define a negative keyword match, which helps optimize your campaigns by telling Google not to show your ad to anyone who's searching for that phrase. For example, when you add free as a negative keyword to your campaign or ad group, you exclude people from making searches with the term free from being eligible to see your ad. So let's say you wanted to add some negative keywords because you're using broad match, or you want to eliminate a certain type of traffic. So for example, if you sell something where people can try and get the service for free and you want to eliminate the freebie seekers, simply add free as a negative keyword. And the way to do that is by clicking this tab here where it says negative keywords. So you can either add keywords to your ad campaign through the group level, if you have several groups and you want to do it quickly, or if you haven't got any if you don't have numerous ad groups and you just want to add it to a specific campaign, you select from the campaign level and use add keywords. So you simply click the button that says add keywords, and then you just choose the campaign it relates to. So for example, for the demo account here, we are using Cakebox Academy demo as the campaign, and then we simply type in the keyword free. So anyone who searches and has that word free inside their search, they will not be shown our ad. So that's how you add negative keywords. So again, let's move back over to the module. So there you have it. You should now know how to set up your advertising campaigns inside Google Adwords. Hopefully you should know how to navigate the Google Adwords system and know how to set up your keyword matching and get started with your campaigns. Hope you got a ton of value, and I hope to see you inside the next module.